Alright, so we're back with some more Astria Ascending. Last time we entered the Virgo Temple, we fought the Virgo Astray. We continued the story plot a bit here more. And, well, we're still exploring the Virgo Temple and finding out what exactly we need to do here.
Let's do this.
That is a lot of enemies. Okay. Well, thankfully Omni is broken, so we can kind of just hit everyone with this.
My turn now.
You're not as great about this, but you do have multi-hit, so that counts for something.
Yeah.
Looks like the little guys did actually resist that, and the big guy outright nullified it. I hate that. You guys weak the fire by chance? Not necessarily, but one of you did get wiped as a result of it. Wave, I think, will kill off the other one. Right, you nullify physical damage, awkward. But force is considered like totally neutral, in which case it doesn't count as physical, so that force is actually kind of OP, just having like straight up neutral damage. And then having multiple sets of neutral damage as well. So I grabbed the water from this location. I don't actually know why we need it just yet, but I have it on me. I'm sure it'll become more obvious here in just a second, which it did. Alright, well, good thing we kind of remembered at least how to use that. Almost ran straight into that. Not that it really matters too much. It's more so if they get a back attack that becomes an issue.
My turn.
Omni Force, always a good start. Especially when we get a crit. You guys are gonna just nullify all my physical damage. That's kind of annoying. So I guess we'll just go ahead and punch her in the face. Except for when you miss.
My turn now.
There's our double proc actually just happened right there. So we picked up a skill last time, which allowed us to... it's a 10% chance at the end of each time he attacks to essentially get the go again, and that's actually what just happened right there. You guys are immune to physical damage, which is kind of awkward. Because all you have is physical right now. I guess we'll throw it into the points of our focus here.
I'll take you all on.
Weak spot seems to always work. Yeah, because it becomes a neutral attack. If you don't get it, if you don't get the weak point, it becomes a neutral attack, so then it counts as a neutral, which isn't physical, so then we're actually able to do damage to this guy. You weak the dark by chance? You know, figured to throw it out there. Neutral, fair enough. You have multiple hit as well. Interesting. You also seem to have no physical damage, though, is the thing, so I'm really not too worried in that regard. You're weak to wind. Alright, interesting. Fair enough, I guess, considering the area around here, that makes more sense. There's no chest within this area, so that's fine for now. We do have a decent amount of feathers on us at the moment, so we'll probably just go ahead and throw one on people. Although a decent amount of people have used it, so if we throw our on me over here, that'll be okay. And then we can just use our regular set. Alright, not bad, not bad. We got drained a bit from having to fight the Virgo Astray straight after fighting that one fight.
Focus.
Unwall, okay, so that lowers my physical defense. You guys are extremely fast, you know?
My turn now.
Man, having these guys that are immune to physical damage is just kind of annoying. I probably should switch more to, you know, more of my mage characters is what that's saying, but I don't know, it's kind of annoying that I have to, like, switch my party all the time. My tank is weak to physical damage? Wait a minute, what do you mean my tank's weak?
Let's see.
Wave should hit all of these guys, although they're immune to physical every time, man. Every time after I do it.
I'll take you all on.
Did it miss this guy, or did he just not die? Oh, he got a pin. Whatever, just defend. He's just gonna nullify the attack anyways.
Missed me.
His damage also doesn't actually matter since we're gonna heal it up, so we don't have to worry about that. Even with MP Saber, a sorcerer just still uses so much mana. Ooh, these guys actually drop corrupted claws, which is good because I actually need those.
Time to
As
fight.
part of one of our quests going on. Omni Impassable, man, that'd be a nice skill to have. Just upgrade everyone's defense at once.
No way.
You guys have Omni Force? Okay, you gotta go then. Anytime any of you guys have Omni, like, it's time to leave.
Nice.
Of course, attack the guy that's, you know, immune to physical damage. That's what you want to do. Omni Arrow, get it.
Ready.
I guess Fierceness doesn't actually work on the AoE attacks, which makes sense because that'd be pretty strong if it worked on the Omnis.
I'll take you all on.
Guess we could go with Poison Hit here, or we could do like Weak Spot if we really want to, or even a Drain. I guess we'll just go Poison Hit since he's got the extra defense on him currently, so the poison will
Leave
be
it to
through
me.
if it actually applies, which naturally it did. Of course, you know, if you just outright kill him, then you don't gotta worry about that. He really rolled max multi-hit? Disgusting. Looking like we actually only need one more fight within this area for us to be able to finish off this one quest here, and I'm thrilled.
Okay, it's on.
How are you guys just so fast?
My turn now.
I guess we'll use multi-hit here because more or less it should be striking the people that aren't immune to it.
My turn.
Which it did for the most part. I can't be too mad at that multi. It actually went relatively well. Even though our tank is weak to physical damage right now, she's really not taking much. Not that this guy actually does all that much damage. We did get the fierceness proc, so he's done for. Thrust will just make sure that this dude dies in one hit. Thrust is actually a very good skill. It's not surprising that they made it like one of the last kills you get. At least in terms of captain here, I should say.
Let's do this.
I'm so glad I picked up all the Omni skills I had access to, because you run into group fights like this and you're like, yeah, you know what, some AoE would, you know, hit the spot. Our Wushu's actually weak to dark right now? That's,
Leave it to me.
okay, that's cool. Tempest? Sure, why not? Do it! Our Explorer there gets her combo break back like really quickly by doing pretty much anything, so pretty much you're free to just throw out the Cosmo break with her because you'll get it back quickly. At least the way that we've been playing it. You were immune to wind, so I was like, maybe, just maybe you'll be weak to fire. Not in that.
Getting stronger and stronger.
Echo getting some levels there, that's fine, because when he was kidnapped, it didn't actually give him the XP that we got with the rest of them, so he's a little behind the rest of our team here. I fell down here on purpose to see what that would actually do for us, and we immediately got rewarded with an item, so, you know, I feel vindicated in that regard. So there's at least 2 more chests within this area. Interesting. Oh, nice. I don't have to stay on the water. I can absorb the water, and then I can switch back to our blast there, so that way we can get these higher chance at preemptive strikes.
My turn now.
I thought I had to stay on it the entire time, but I actually don't, so it's nice to know.
Huh.
Really missed. Come on, man. We'll cast single arrow because that should be enough to make sure that we get him there. Except Fierceness didn't actually proc that time, so it didn't.
Yes!
Wait, was that at least enough to clear out some of them? Wow, he's still 54? Holy, what?
Yeah.
Of course he had the miss the time
Leave it to
before.
me.
I guess he made it up in the sense with that crit there, but you know, it was also after they stole like a fourth of my MP or a fifth.
No way.
Like, that was a pretty good MP steal.
Ow.
And you're just dead here.
It's finished.
Making sure, just checking down this entire area. There are 2 chests within this area,
Let's
so
finish
may
this
as well.
ASAP. My turn now.
Go ahead and multi-hit to your heart's
Why?
content.
Why? Nice. Huh.
My turn.
Omni-Force, because Gun Force is just extremely strong, always.
Fire.
Force might honestly be like the best magic in the game. Just doing neutral damage is so good. At least so far that we've got
Time to
access to,
fight.
you know, maybe we get some insane stuff later, but so far it seems as though Force is just the best. You don't get the bonus damage for hitting a weak or whatnot, but just like overall usage.
Leave it to me.
But what if you didn't? She just gets her Cosmo break back so quickly, it's so good. It should clear out everybody but the flyer because I believe she's actually immune to it.
I'll take you all on. Yeah.
Everybody else, on the other hand, though, can kind of just wail on her. I think Nyx is actually the one I want to. No, you're immune to that as well. Okay. Well, certainly not immune to that. Stop stealing my MP, you're the worst.
My turn now.
You're actually the worst. I think that proc over his head just means that I actually got the backup ability, I think they called it, which means that I should be able to attack twice.
I'll take you all
Which actually is what just happened right there. So it's actually nice that I have some visual indicator to know when I get the attack twice or not. I'll be taking this. Wouldn't even surprise me if it was booby trapped. Thankfully not. At least in that regard. So we got one more chest, which kind of looks like it should be a level up from where we are currently.
Let's finish this ASAP.
Just the 2 of you. That's it. You're still faster.
My turn now.
We haven't really been going for just like straight up stat upgrades, so it doesn't
Why?
surprise me too much that these guys are quicker
My
than
turn.
us. Also being, you know, enemies in a new area, so they're probably a little bit higher level than us, at least for the time being. I forgot you nullified that already. Feels bad.
It's
I wonder if
finished.
Crit actually goes through defense right there, because she had a physical defense up, so I would have thought the crit would have done less damage unless it bypasses defense upgrades, in which case that would make more sense as to why it did as much damage as it did. So we actually need to fall down like right here and then like hug the wall as soon as we do it. There we go.
Let's go wild.
Tank is getting extra chunky, over 1k HP now. Stop
I'll take you
stealing
all
my
on.
mana, you're the worst. You're actually the worst.
Why? Why?
Leave it to me.
Double crit, oh,
No
baby.
way.
It really
Ow.
doesn't matter how much damage we take. So long as nobody goes down, we're all good. Even if somebody goes down, at least in the current condition, it's not an issue. I keep forgetting that you're immune to physical every time, man. Every time. I was gonna say we could pass off a heal, but we don't actually need to, is the thing. So.
My turn.
I don't think this will kill. He's got slightly too much HP for it to kill. This is completely fine though, because he's just dead in our next attack here.
Go.
We did get the fiercest proc there, but he was already dead, so he had nothing to use it on. Be taking this. We got a hunter weapon off of it, from the looks of it. Okay, well, it looks like we've got everything within here, so I'm not exactly sure where they want me to go from here. I guess just keep climbing up, right? Eventually we'll get out of here. Ah, there's the door so we can get out of here. Beautiful. Which takes us where exactly? I want to say it's this door we're in right here, so we want to go top right to get to the next one. Or maybe odd. This one, that door we haven't actually touched either. But I guess we're closer to the top right at this point than we are the floor on the bottom. No, we went to the floor on the bottom already because it feeds back to that one. Yeah, you would think reading the map would be easier than what it is, but no, not always at least. Alright, well, just hanging on the edge there. Nothing to see here. You're just making the fight take longer than it needs to be. Also, stop stealing my MP every time, man. You're actually the worst type of enemy.
I'll take you all on.
Like, you're not difficult to fight or kill or nothing. You're just there to be a nuisance, and I don't approve. Well, we can inflict a stun. I suppose that's the thing. We also get to see what it looks like, so... It's not even guaranteed? Oh, nice. You gotta be kidding.
Missed me.
It said inflict stun, so I thought it was, you know, a 100% chance. Turns out not a 100% chance. I would have hoped there would have been like custom summons for each of the characters. I mean, I guess it makes more use of the Migmies within the game, but even still, you know, some custom summons or something would have been nice. This leads us over to the drawbridge. We've already got the chest all back there that we could at least get to so far. And something tells me I just need mana here. So far, every time that I'm not giving us mana, the game always makes me regret it. So we're just gonna go ahead and preemptively give everybody a little bit of mana here.
I'm eager to see what the other temples look like as well.
True, but I'm more interested in how tough the road ahead is.
And of course, after I did that, we got a teleport, and you're like, oh, what's the issue? It's like, well, I could have just teleported back, gotten all of that for free, and didn't have to use all those items. Not that it's a huge issue, but I mean, it is kind of like, that's just unfortunate that that happened. Luck would be cool, faith. Your actual Cosmo break is good so far, so why they want me to pass this off to everybody else so much, I'm not really understanding. An extra support slot, that's something, that's not bad. We do have one more Omni up here. Omni water, and then we got, like, water level 2. I feel like that's really all we want, though. I mean, the level 2 magic is something, but I feel like we could actually use more stats for you. Especially when the stats are this much of an increase by 160? Yeah, that's a little much. Getting closer to that MP Saber one day. We want HP or we want MP? Your MP is a little low, but you don't actually use that much. Although you don't have your main class, so you can eventually get to the point where you'll need more. So we'll go ahead and preemptively upgrade it for something like that. MP Saver, definitely something we're going for there. You, I think we want more MP, although the summons cost HP, but I feel like we still want more MP for when you get your main class as well. Blossom is probably worthwhile. Conversion is also probably worthwhile. I mean, you just never run out of mana, right? Because you get 5% from getting hit, and then you're going to get another 5% each turn. So you bare minimum, you're getting 5% back every turn. If you get hit, you're getting 10% back. Like, that's pretty good sustain. The support slot increase, regen is pretty meh. Deals a moderate amount of light damage, pretty meh yet again. This one does huge water damage. Of course, they throw Invoker all the way at the bottom of this one, so I'm not entirely convinced that's the best use for stuff. Block was 180, right? Well, hello.
Wonder what's inside.
Got a big hat. I fell into that hole and now I'm stuck. I found this thing hidden down here. It's no use to me though. You can have it. Maybe you'll have better luck with it. The power of Earth. Congratulations, you've acquired the power of the Earth Ring. Yulin can now summon a statue of herself. The statue can be used in various ways, including jumping on it to reach higher ground and pushing it to activate pressure plates. It's up to you to experiment or just contemplate yourself. Nice. Alright, well, I guess this is how we actually made use of higher ground and whatnot. I thought it gave me like some kind of quest for doing that, but maybe that was just her giving the ring to me, and maybe that counted as something. I don't know, either way, you know, there's a way out for you right there that I just made. You know, if you want to follow the exact path that I made for you. No? Okay. Jump over those. Absolutely not. Awkward. Meant to use this one. Well, I mean, I guess if I really want to, I could just jump over that, but the fight's chilling right there. Why would we not take it, right?
Time to fight. My turn now.
Of course, you're gonna strike every dude that's like resistant to you. Of course, why wouldn't you? You know, I guess you're right. Man, she just gets this like instantly. I guess because the Explorer can basically use like any skill, because the way you get the Cosmo Break in this game is using job-specific skills. Which I guess if the Explorer counts as more or less not having one, so then basically every action you do counts as one, then you get it back extremely fast, as you can see right there.
I knew we'd win.
Anything else we want to find in here? Not necessarily. There's so many chests up ahead. There's so many. There's only one in this room, surprisingly. I wonder what I need to use here. Yulin, you're going the wrong way. There you go.
Let's finish this ASAP.
The Roar Cosmo Break, it was like extremely disappointing. The fact that you don't even get the guaranteed stun, like if they were immune to it, fair enough. But the fact that you say that it inflicts stun on everyone to actually then not actually apply it on even half the people is just kind of, I don't know, it feels like some false advertisement going on. But all right.
Why?
Leave it to me.
Omni Force, Omni Arrow, I don't remember what you guys alluded to. Looks like it's wind, alright, makes my life a lot easier knowing that. Iron ore, it still says there's a chest in this area. I think I need to use the statue here in order to make this happen. Is that right? It is, alright, well, you know. Some more stat orbs. Stat orbs have never really been an issue for us. We've been just taking the fights where we get them, and that generally leads to enough status orbs for us. Which is generally why we end up taking most, if not like all the fights we run into, is like passively collecting more status orbs rather than actually going out of our way eventually to go and farm for them. Alright, straight up soloed that encounter for us. Love to see it. When your statue falls, the statue created by the power of the Earth Ring can be used in various ways. Let it fall from high enough and it might break things in the environment when landing. Why not try it out on the bridge ahead? Interesting.
Wonder what's inside.
One panacea, that is, that's not fantastic. Although, considering how many chests we have available to us here, we should at least find something of use, I would hope, anyways.
Time to fight.
Yes, spam all your Omni buffs. It seems kind of strange that the AI goes for a triple buff on their defense. I guess it assumes that if you potentially go faster than it does, it wants to keep re-upping the defense. At least that's what I assume to be the case, which is why all of them spam it every
I'll
time.
take you all on.
Just so that way they always have like some form of defense over you.
Why?
Low roll. That's alright, we got Omni Wing. We should clear up the rest of these guys.
Wonderful.
Sorcerer are just too good, man. Too good. Oh, that isn't like a booby trap chest at all. No, not at all. I guess it has that look because of the water passing down on it. Did I literally get nothing from that chest? It didn't show that I got anything. Well, alright then. I guess we'll do the thing that the game wants us to do here, aka throw the statue down on the ground here. Yeet. I actually do like the earth power a lot. It just gives a little bit more creativity throughout the environment.
Let's fight.
Leave it to me.
My turn now.
Lovely bricks.
Like that.
And it doesn't really matter what we use on at that point.
Great work.
That's another chest for us. I gotta imagine one of these is getting booby trapped at some point. Omni Ether, that's worth something. It looks like it wants me to use a water ring here, I think. It did, although it looks like I need to have 3 sources of it before it'll actually activate correctly. Good to know. Unless it eventually takes this spot. Okay, so it wants me to use the Earth statue to get to this jump over here. I see. Now I was like, I can't make that jump, but now I can actually make that jump. That was just enough to make sure. I mean, presumably you can make that jump. Maybe you can jump farther on that spot than what I'm originally thinking you can. Probably should have checked what that water was actually working for originally before I had absorbed it there, but that's... We've got the switch right here. I don't think we can make that jump now. That's a bit ambitious. Alright, that should presumably open the door right there, which it did. I guess if I use the statue anywhere else, it'll reset it, which it did. Okay, well, you know, for science. That's another side of the water, so I need to go down, return this water, come back up, throw that water in there, throw the statue back down. Like, it's not difficult of a puzzle by any means. Although it does have a bit of backtracking to it, which is kind of annoying. Always the less backtracking, the better.
I'll take you all on.
Maybe unless the area is more interesting than what it is, but it's, I would say it's rather bland for the time being.
My turn.
Once we actually get inside the temple and whatnot, maybe it'll get a bit more interesting. Didn't get the fiercest proc
Learned
there,
your
but yet
lesson?
again, we had already killed him, so it didn't matter. Alright, so we drop the statue here right now. We go return the water. It's gonna show me every time. That's actually fine. I mean, I would rather see it multiple times, I guess, than forget about it and then be like, oh, I don't know what to do now. I don't know. Because there's definitely games like that where that'll happen. Oh man, I gotta use my statue to get back up there. And then I gotta grab the water, then drop the statue, then we're all good. Backtracking intensifies? Give this to me? I like how they put just the light on it as well. They're like, guys, just in case you didn't know, there's a big giant button right here for you to press. You know, just in case, you know, big giant button. Here, we'll even throw a light source on it for you as well. Just in case you didn't notice. Okay, so grabbing the water originally was so that we can actually use that to break, use the statue to break through here. Well, maybe not there specifically. It looks like we need to go a little higher up as a result. Well, looks like you get an achievement just for spamming the statue bit. Alright, fair enough. So we actually want the statue to get dropped right here, which will then break that for us.
What could it be?
Unfocused guard ring, interesting. I mean, we really don't use focus all that much is the thing. If we had a better way of generating focus, then maybe we would use it more. But really we don't, so it's kind of, I don't know. Focus is interesting. I mean, it's definitely a good way to just like nuke enemies in this game. But building focus feels like it's a lot more difficult than it needs to be, or maybe I'm just not using it correctly. Which could also be a thing. There's a chest all the way above our heads, so we're not gonna grab that quite just yet. Give me this. Is there anything below us? No. Okay. It looked like there could have been. There's no penalty for looking either, so you might as well, right? That's the chest we were looking at earlier, an iron plate, although we've already got an iron plate, so not too sure about that. We also absorbed this water over here, yet it doesn't look like we have a use for it, unless we can actually take it with us, which we actually can. Okay, so that probably makes a bit more sense why we're able to do that. Although I imagine if I had teleported out right now, I'd probably end up losing it. Although I'm not entirely sure how much that actually matters to us. I think we're generally fine.
Rough fight ahead. It's okay, Echo. Don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry.
Bones? Alright, so that was them basically saying we're going into a boss fight here. Which, if that's the case, we may as well go back to the city, regen everything, come back, and then go ahead and do the fight. Because I think we're generally okay. I keep checking the tree, but like, if we're gonna be going into another one of those fights where there could be potentially up to like 5 transformations or something, we may as well be more or less prepared. What do I really want here? I guess level 2 dark magic wouldn't be bad. And then you got monster bait, allows you to launch a fight without fighting into. Okay. Not really sure when I would exactly want that, but you know, it's a thing that exists. Haste would be interesting too. I guess it just increases your turn speed, which isn't the worst thing for sure. How good are your stat increases over here? 130 into 160 immediately? I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, really. I don't have enough for it, so I guess we'll take the level 2 dark magic, just in case dark actually ends up working out for us here. So this is level 2 stuff, or we can start grabbing more stats. I do want you to have more HP, so we'll probably end up grabbing some stats here at some point. You actually have 181, right, because we want you to get that Peace Saver, but you don't have enough yet. You need 17 more for this, unfortunate. And Peace Saver, definitely 7 for that as well. Cosmic Drain. Yes. So I guess the idea is you drain it either to her because you want her to use her Cosmic Break over somebody like Alex, who his Cosmic Break is pretty bad so far for what I've seen, so I guess that would make sense why you'd want to Cosmic Drain it. And then immediately after that, you got Cosmic Change, which allows you to switch it between two. So you steal it from somebody else, then you exchange it with another, and then you make use of theirs. That seems so time consuming from like a turn-based point of view, but maybe it works out. Unfocus. It says 50% chance to inflict unfocus, although it doesn't necessarily say how, so maybe does it need to be basic attacks? Does it need to be physical attacks? Does it work on magic? Does it work on everything? You know, like, it just doesn't tell me enough about the skill for me to be all that interested in it. The rest of your stuff is just stats. Which isn't the worst, because it's not like your stats are necessarily fantastic right now or anything like that. I guess we'll go with the cosmic stuff. Maybe there's some plays to be made there. Conversion, worse. I think I'd rather have Blossom over Conversion, just for the consistency. Alright, so we're in the city. We'll go ahead and do a manual save here, just in case. Just in case something goes wrong, because as we've seen in previous episodes, that tends to happen. It should put us right before the spot. It does. Alright, fantastic. So we need to drop the Earth statue here so we can go ahead and jump up that. Everybody should be more or less set up. And, well, let's see who we're fighting here.
As I feared, my brother Drass is with them.
Chris, you should try talking to him first.
I will. Thank you.
If Drass has indeed abandoned Harmony, then it is our duty to stop him. I hope you're prepared for that, Chris.
I am.
Well, alright.
It's been quite some time, sister.
What are you doing, Drass? What do you hope to achieve?
Vengeance against Harmony.
Vengeance? Why, Drass?
Have you never thought about it, sister? Think of all that Harmony has taken from us.
We were born and raised in a period of harmony. We have received much and lost nothing.
It seems that I'm wasting my time talking to you. You and I inhabit vastly different worlds now.
Tell me, is it true you stopped eating the Harmelins?
It is. I stopped over 3 years ago.
A Zeft who casts aside the Harmelins so easily abandons not only harmony, but family.
Okay. That was something.
Okay, it's on.
Ooh, you have a weak spot. That's, okay.
I'm a fool.
Well, okay then. Jeez. I guess you have your cosmic attack now. That'd probably be a good thing to actually use here. We can have our tank revive him. Hopefully they're at least neutral to this. Alright, so the top one is actually weak to it, so if we can get our Sunder on him, then we can hit him with extreme arrow, which should just outright kill him.
Ready.
It did. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll just use the life fragment. If we really need to, we'll use the life core, but the fragments are beyond cheaper.
No way!
You're using level 2 magic stuff, so you're like a level 2 fencer essentially. Slow down your stuff would not be the worst idea. Roar could be interesting. May as well check out our level 2 dark stuff, right?
Feel fear.
980? I mean, it's not like it was bad damage. And then we can use Rain for you to get your HP back, or at least hopefully some HP back. That was a good heal. That was definitely... It was a lot better than I thought it would be. It seems to be very, like, hit or miss. Alright, well, let's see if you guys are weak to fire, since we have access to our cosmic great. Alright, his friends are done with. Now, how do we go about getting rid of this guy here? We actually do want to taunt this guy, since it seems as though he has a lot more solo attacks. Oh yeah, I think just eats those. Eats. And then we can go courage to get our strength up.
Leave it to me.
Get the air slash on him, so or the slow slash, so that way we can get slow applied to him. I think if it was weak to wind or fire, would it happen to be weak to ice, would you? Ice. You know, straight up nullify ice. Okay, well, that ain't it, Chief. Go ahead and heal yourself up.
My turn.
You kind of use everything is the thing, but let's see how dark does to you.
What was that?
My turn now.
You resist. Okay. Well, let's get the multi-hit going. This is with our strength increase, so we're going to be hitting for like 5k a hit or so each time we use the multi, so long as we keep that going. So you're immune to ice. Fire was neutral. Wind was neutral? I think that was the thing. Try Talon? You absorb Talon. Okay, definitely don't use that then. Just keep healing yourself up while we have the taunt supply. Of course, it's only a chance that he actually, it's an increased chance, but still only a chance that he actually goes for you. We still have our strength increase, so we're going to go ahead and keep letting our guy go for straight DPS on him. Reapply the slow. At least attempt to reapply the slow. We did reapply it, although we didn't get the damage, but that's okay. How about Nix? How do you feel about Nix? Still neutral on it. There are heal outs on our sorcerer there. If he does target him, though, he's going to end up getting wrecked for it. Our tank just eats those, man. Could not care less about him. I think we still want you on the ground, because at least if you're on the ground, he has a chance to target you, and we can just heal up the damage over time.
My turn now.
We'll throw Courage back on, and then we'll go ahead and keep using Omni Strike on him here. Water? I mean, you resisted ice, so you would think water wouldn't be much of a change, but maybe. Yeah, so you're kind of just like neutral to everything. That's not entirely unexpected here. Go ahead and heal up our sorcerer, because our tank has a much better chance of living through an attack than our sorcerer. Thanks to our armor, we actually nullify light damage there, so we significantly reduce the amount of damage we're going to take there. Why not try weak spot? You know what? Try it. If we end up landing the weak point, there'll be some good damage.
Leave it to me.
I guess you're immune to the weak point to some degree. Alright, that's unfortunate.
Hey!
We don't really need the heal just yet. So everything is neutral to you, basically. So we should throw all of our focus into our Wushu Man, if that's the case. Go ahead and throw our cure out so you can get a little bit more HP to that.
That's
Just
how
make
it's
sure.
done.
Our tank shouldn't be dying. Wushu Man can absolutely take some hits. He's like our second tankiest character here. We'll just keep going for the multi-hit because it seemed like it just did more damage. Unless we actually got the weak point hit,
My turn.
which we didn't though, so... Keep the slow applied to him, just so that way we can reduce his turn order speed, so we can get a few more hits in, get everything else ready.
Let's see.
Keep the heals coming out, make sure everybody stays alive. Don't heal him. Why is that even an option?
I'll take you all on.
Dude, you're weak. You're weak to something. Alright, well, this guy can't have too much on him unless he goes through a transformation or something. He should be more or less dead here.
Leave it to me.
Just keep throwing the slow slash out there. We've got so much MP saving and whatnot on her that, like, it should not be an issue at all.
Ready.
I think a thrust might actually be enough to kill him here. And it was. Alright, no transformation or nothing unless it's going to be outside the battle. We're all good.
Leave me alone. Let me die in peace.
Dras,
Sister, the call to dissonance has already begun. You can't stop it.
Call to dissonance.
Marios and Zephs find beauty in different things. Pescas, Oasis, Arctans, we're all different. We're supposed to be. And that's okay. It's a good thing.
Glad that you came to this realization now as you're dying,
So
as
you
it
want nothing
generally
more than
tends
to
to
return
go.
to a more primitive, savage world.
Better than the tyranny of harmony.
what have you become, Dras? It's not like you to merely echo the words of another. You said earlier that you wanted to exact your revenge against Harmony, but I can't imagine what would lead you to want that. Dras, what has Harmony taken from you?
You. Yep, I knew he was gonna say it.
Dras,
Razor commands great power. Run, sister.
Brazier, he did this to you.
Sister, here.
Dras,
He did.
Alyassia,
Are
what's
you
wrong?
good?
Someone's trying to take control of the Astria within me.
On your
How
guard,
does that even
demigods!
work? How does that even work? Yeah, sure, okay. What? Wait a minute. What? Oh, exit the temple? Oh, what? Did he not drop me something there? What?
Brazier
Oh,
Zarrigan.
come on, man.
head
I
of the
didn't even
Zarrigan
heal up or
family of the
nothing from
three
this. Well, it
houses.
would just be MP at this point.
It's good to see you again, Chris Cecil.
Brazier, you tricked Dras and Ervos into believing your lies about Harmony and the Harmelins, didn't you?
No deception. I just made them see things how I see them. With brute force. Your brother Dras cried when he cast aside the Harmelins. He was not fit to be head of your family. You do remember the punishment for killing one's family under Zeft law? Death. I'm not looking to get my hands dirty, but I'll play executioner if I have to.
Alright, well, you know, round 2.
Time to fight.
My turn.
Alright, so you're weak to wind last time. Assuming they didn't change your weaknesses. You're also immune to physical
My
damage,
turn
from
now.
what I remember. So that's not great. Although weak spot gets through that. We could apply poison. You don't actually have that much HP, which makes me think that something cheeky's gonna be going on here. Throw it all into arrow because presumably you're so weak to that, which you are. We get the fierceness proc out of it. Apply doom, which is fine because our tank can immediately cleanse you with that. So that's essentially a free turn for us. Alright, that's definitely round 1 based on that HP. You really didn't get much back there, is the thing.
Hey!
Weak point for the neutral damage, which you're immune to, but I'm just looking for the damage, so that's fine. I think this should just one-shot your, like, current form with that much damage. No, if I got the fierceness it did, but I didn't actually get the fierceness. It really wants to keep the doom on me, which if it's, like if we have the AI locked into only wanting to apply doom at this point, and then you know what, I'm all for it because it's making this fight real sorts of easy so far.
My turn now.
Alright, we actually need some MP for you here, so we'll go ahead and use one of our feathers to make that happen. Keep casting arrow. Didn't get the fierceness proc there, kind of unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm thinking that we, I feel like we might have broken the AI here because all it's doing is casting doom. And, well, you know, that's not really doing all too much to us here, as we can immediately cleanse it, thanks to us getting clear on our captain here. Oh, we don't even need the damage increase, we'll just take the extra focus for when we actually do want the damage from it. Yeah, I mean, it just keeps applying doom. Like, maybe that is the things. Just the whole thing is just trying to get you to eventually die off from doom. Because it is immune to physical attacks, which is annoying for sure. Like, some of the classes would absolutely get messed up as a result of that. But as of so far in our current setup, that really has not been an issue for us. Just keep using weak point because that's the only real damage he can actually do there, unfortunately. There shouldn't be enough to clear out this set, which it did. We did get the fierceness proc, although it transformed, but it did actually still apply the fierceness to him. Now that's interesting. I thought for sure it was going to steal it from me, but it actually didn't.
I'll take you all on. Like that.
Keep getting the weak spots in here. It seems like this guy's supposed to be more like a battle of attrition at this point. I mean, this should just one-shot. I don't even need that much. I think a 100% increase would actually just be good enough, and it was. Oh, well, hello there. Summon. Oh, don't be like this. Alright then, so now the real fight finally begins. You know, I just had to get through a lot of forms there. 38 KHP, jeez. Alright. You're still immune to physical damage. That is not ideal. Ew, on wall, that's great. Thankfully, that's only physical damage and not also magical damage. Stop stealing my MP, you're the worst.
My turn now.
You're actually the worst. Multi-hit should more or less clear out these little guys here, hopefully.
Like that.
My turn.
Not as much as I would have liked it to. It still wasn't bad, though. We did get the crit there to clear some of them out here. You should still be weak to wind magic. At least I would like to think you are. Didn't get the double proc there, which is a bit unfortunate. Honestly, at this point, we can switch out Alec for our white mage here just to keep the heals up. And then we could even switch in for the extra wind damage, but I don't think we necessarily need to. That way we can have our tanks still tank hits as needed. More summons, yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be a thing as well. You're just going to keep spamming summons. Stores moderate amount. Omni Cure, just so that way we get everybody's HP up, because we have reach, and she can heal for an insane amount. Thanks for, it was like a 20 or 30% increase. And yeah, looking pretty good so far. Actually managed to miss one there. I could use Omni, but it's not going to actually affect the two flyers there, so we may as well just keep going hard on the actual Astria here.
Ready.
That bounce though? What? We would get rid of, well, should hopefully get rid of those two. You really don't have your Cosmic Break yet? Man, it feels like...
Like that?
I feel like the Cosmic for her is actually really hard to reprieve. Does
I'm ready.
what for us? Okay, drop that guy to like 1 HP. You know, the funny thing about that is that, you know, we can just heal him back to full HP with this. Yeah, that healed for almost 1,300. Holy.
I'm fine.
I mean, we went very hard on the whole white mage trope, and, well, you know, it did work. We actually resisted the MP steal, even though she ended up actually hitting us with that there. Not exactly sure how that works, but I'll take it. Just keep casting arrow on her. You're so tanky.
Let's see.
Just so tanky. Really? 39 HP? Come on now. You're just being ridiculous.
Yes!
Defense for... Why do you gotta keep attacking my shaman? Like, I know he's the one doing all the damage to you, but you don't really gotta
All
deal
yours.
with this.
Here we go.
Leave it to me.
You're still immune to physical, so I guess we keep casting Force unless Roar does work. You resist it. Okay, absolutely not. Well then. Just keep hitting her with maxed out arrow.
Ready.
Can't get the fierceness proc, unfortunate. I guess we go ahead and taunt here. Assuming that it actually applies to her, which is always harder than it should be to actually tell if it's going to do that or not. This is going to do water damage. We don't need the heal at the moment, so why not? We also haven't seen the water version just yet. Not exactly what I was expecting there, but I'll take it. Just keep casting that arrow. Eventually, you're gonna go down, but man, it's got so much HP. We still have the taunts applied, or really everything's set up here. There's not really much I can do. I guess I can throw a scan out there. There's really not much our tank can do at this point, so why not? Of course, you're immune to it. Why is that even a skill if all they do is be immune to it? That's an unfortunate heal for us. Everybody else is at max HP, so it doesn't really matter. We've also got like infinite mana with our white mage here, so that's bad. We have our Cosmic Break, which would actually do good damage to her because it is wind. Maybe I go the slow slash knowing that it's not going to do damage, but just for the slow effect.
Why?
Which it does look like we actually did land it here, so we should be able to just punish her a bit for the time being.
Ready.
You really can't do anything here. I might as well just switch you out, right? And then just let our fencer here do some damage. That makes sense. I mean, we already have the heals from our white mates. We don't necessarily need to worry about that either. We can probably even cast Omni and still get into a full EP, but I mean, that works. I'm just waiting for her to use summons before I go in and use our Tempest Cosmic Break.
This
really
ends
missed.
now.
I guess we'll save our extra damage for our Sorcerer there because he's going to end up doing more for us. Now this is level 3 win, so this should be doing some damage here. 1600. Honestly, not as much as I would hope for it, especially being level 3. Although maybe it would do more if she wasn't nullifying the physical set of the damage. Not sure why that would necessarily affect the magical damage it does, but who knows in this game. So we have this one basically under control. It really doesn't seem like she has anything more up her sleeve here, so yeah, it's kind of just a
Too late.
it's a slap fist right now for sure.
This ends now.
Here we go. Hit him with the hit the fierceness proc on that one. It did not. It looks like the focus doesn't actually apply to the second attack whenever it does do the fierceness, so it's not too much of a concern. It would be nice if it did the extra damage, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I guess we'll go ahead and cast the Tempest, since it doesn't look like she's using her summons anymore. Which maybe they only give her like a set amount, and then eventually she just stops using it. Or maybe she just hasn't rolled into it. You know, 3k damage, it's not like it's bad. Just keep pumping out all the arrow damage we can get. Alright, well that was good enough. That was pretty free, honestly, too. I don't feel like we're that over leveled or nothing. I think we're just playing well to our strengths here.
That Brazier Zaragan fellow is clearly the mastermind behind this.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Brazier Zaragan wields a terrifying power. He was able to draw out the Astray lying dormant within me and take control of them. His power far outclasses anything I can muster.
Let's return to Harmonia for now, and plan our next course of action.
You go on ahead. I'll join you at the outskirts of town.
Very well. We'll be awaiting your arrival. We don't have the luxury of giving you much time, though.
I won't be long. I want this issue resolved quickly as well.
Oh, are we gonna lose out on our fencer for the time
Things are
being?
getting
That could
serious.
be unfortunate. Our fencer's actually very good
When were they
unit, so...
not? Alyassia, I have a question. That power Brazier Zaragan wielded, do you think he draws upon harmony to achieve such power?
I'm not sure. The only thing I know is that it is extraordinary. It goes beyond anything we have ever seen, and perhaps anything we can comprehend.
That's great. That's what we need.
I'm done. Let's head back.
What were you doing?
Don't worry about it. I just did what had to be done. I apologize for the wait.
This area actually seemed relatively short compared to what we have been going through on the others, or maybe we just got through really quick.
Something doesn't sit right with me. Are these incidents not hitting a little close to home? Our families have become both perpetrators and victims of violence across the land. What does all this mean?
When someone close to you becomes a demigod, your mind isn't the same. It becomes more unstable. In other words, your mind loses its harmony. That may be playing a role in all of this.
We haven't really had the opportunity to say this before, but our son Leonard was selected to be a demigod 6 years ago.
You're just now boyed this out.
We were beside ourselves. We were immensely proud, but we were also upset that we were losing our son. I thought Why does it have to be our son?
The hoodlums keep mentioning this nonsense about dissonance. They said it was us that caused it. Have we purged our family of their harmony by becoming demigods?
It's very much possible, especially given the fact that both my mother and brother have joined them. I'm still in shock. After searching high and low for an answer, I arrived at that very conclusion as well. Indeed, our demigod status could be the culprit.
Arpejo, 6 years ago would mean you're talking about the 331st Company. I don't remember a demigod called Leonard.
That's because our son ran away. He was frightened of the heavy burden the job carried, and the 3-year death sentence.
I mean, can you really blame him?
Afterward, those around us turned their noses up at the two of us. We were so ashamed. I wanted to take my anger out on someone or something, but I knew I had no right to.
We lost all strength the day we received news of Leonard's death. But by focusing on the goal ahead of us, we were able to make ourselves anew and find peace. The shame brought to our family still lingers. Society has not forgotten what our son did.
I was appointed as a demigod thanks to the good graces of the Arbiters. It felt as though I had been given a chance to cleanse our family name. I do feel guilty, though, as I am not exactly fighting for the loftier goal of maintaining harmony.
I see now why you always act worse than you actually are. You're embarrassed to fight for personal reasons.
Roasted?
What are you talking about? I'm terrible, I tell you, the worst!
United! Down! Yours is! United! Down!
We really gotta get some better security in this
United
place.
Town.
Ulan, you're from there, aren't you?
Try to relax. Now's not the time to lose focus.
I know. Let's go.
Now, we gotta have some upgrades after all of that, right? We also have breast main jobs. Beautiful. I thought I actually had lost them because I was looking around in the area where the dude had dropped them, right? And I was like, did I actually miss the ground drop? But no, apparently it wasn't actually a ground drop. They just immediately gave it to us, which is not something they said outright, which you can see how that could be kind of confusing. We got plenty of SP now, so go ahead and give me block. Gotta make sure to remember to equip that. 1 for 1 would be nice to have at some point in case we ever actually need to upgrade our magic on our tank for whatever reason. If an ally with less than 20% HP is attacked by an enemy attack, you'll take the hit instead. That's not bad at all. Would be helpful. An extra 100 is not bad. I could throw that in the HP. That's not the worst. Also gets us closer to haste, even though we can get haste right now. Although I could just grab your better stats over there, except I don't have enough at the moment. Give me more HP. As for you, I think we just want stats up by 190. Oh, absolutely. I think our magic is actually okay for the time being. Like, even in that fight, we didn't actually have to use an Aether on him, so if that's the case, I think we want HP. Make ourselves just a bit tankier on our sorcerer there, so we don't have to worry about that as much. MP Saber on Alec is going to be beautiful. Then we have Invoker, which I'm not really set on at all. I think we do actually just move on to the Wushu set after... I think we just move on to the Wushu set because, like, all these stats are, like, sick and whatnot, but why not actually look at the Wushu skills? Go ahead and grab the support slot from there as well. I think the rest of this is just stats as well, in which, if that's the case, then we'll just go ahead and, I guess, give you your main class. I'm not entirely set on that decision just yet. But you're also only getting stats from the rest of your stuff. Like, we have all of our thief skills now. As for you, we still want MP Saver. I mean, that's always a given. Cosmic Change, we almost had enough for. Unfortunately, didn't have just enough there. Almost have enough for Bloom there. Everybody else is good in that regard. Alright, so we have 2 press main jobs, in which case we can actually go ahead and pick out some main jobs for people. Aiden, I would absolutely love to give you a main job, considering we use you so much, and Dagmar as well. Alright, well, you know, that's pretty straightforward. So do we want you as a hunter, an assassin, or an alchemist? So hunter, strong support to your team, able to change the weaknesses of enemies to ensure quick and high damages. I like the idea of that, especially with our sorcerer, so we could switch the weakness to something that our sorcerer could take advantage of, and then because of our sorcerer having fierceness, then he could hit twice, potentially off the fierceness, and then it would also be extra damage as well. I don't hate that by any means. Then we have the assassin, likes to inflict a wide range of status effects to weaken their targets before killing them. Seem more like a status effect there, which honestly isn't the worst. It might actually be good. A potion and mixes expert, the alchemist can damage enemies using elemental ores and crystals. See, the only thing I don't really like about the idea of the alchemist is it appears that we generally have to buy all the resources to make that happen, so we're kind of just paying a whole bunch of money and whatnot for the effects. Now, maybe they make up for that, and maybe they make it more worthwhile for doing so. Like, maybe the effects are, like, extremely strong as a result of it, but I'm not entirely convinced. So I'm thinking either hunter or assassin. I like the idea of hunter. Just the ability to change weaknesses and whatnot. Dagmar, definitely getting you in here. This one is going to be interesting. Let's see what we end up picking for this. So Chronomancer can transcend time and space, giving extra turns to the team and even erasing outcomes of a battle from existence. I mean, like, sign me up. That sounds fantastic. In communication with nature, his element, the shaman can change the very nature of the ability your team's using. It sounds interesting. If I actually had the ability to, like, look at their skills before ending up picking up their class, I think I would give Shaman a bit more of a chance, but, like, I'm not seeing enough there. And then Black Mage, caster of the mightiest elemental abilities. The Black Mage can cast single, deadly, single, and multi-target. But I gotta go Protomancer. Like, I've gotta see Protomancer. Because Protomancer sounds sick. Alright, and that's all our quest main jobs. We still have yet to get a sub-job or a support drop yet. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. We basically did everybody's upgrades. I think quest-wise, we've more or less done everything that we have access to at the moment. Like, we can't get to the Cancer Temple yet, as far as I'm aware. Haven't been to the Libra Temple, don't know about the Underground Passage. Haven't gone to the Taurus Temple. You, we can actually go back and talk to. Whether or not we actually finish your quest line is a different story. The entrance we go. She's like all the way in the back, I want to say. Alright, let's gonna rush through the story area first, so we gotta take care of these noises.
How awful.
They ate everyone.
Let's focus on the
or,
noises
you know,
for
something
now.
like that.
Right, you can do this, Ulan.
You know, it'd be more convincing if they actually made the city look like destroyed and whatnot, but it literally looks like the same as if they weren't here. Which, you know, this is all hand-drawn, right? So it would take, you know, a good amount of time, so I'm not hating on it too much. Wow,
Leave it to me.
Omni putting in work. Physical weak. The target becomes weak. The physical attacks for 1 turn? 1 turn. Is this some kind of a joke? For 1 turn? Bruh. Serious? Alright. Well, that's, you know, not exactly what I was thinking was going to happen here.
I'll take you all on.
Get all our multi-hits out here.
Why? Why?
You guys are resistant to physical, of course you are. Alright, well, hopefully you're weak to fire.
Fire.
You literally absorb fire. That is as bad as that could have possibly gone. Alright. Let's see.
Too late.
No way.
Fire and you're weak to fire. That's even worse.
My turn.
Alright, so keep using Omni Force because that at least actually works. We did get a crit there. Guess we actually need Drain for the HP heal on you. That was terrible healing. Okay. Slow hit. Deals physical damage and inflicts slow on a single target. That is so expensive MP-wise. I mean, we've got a good amount of HP in the pool, but why is it so much? So if you absorb fire, how do you feel about water?
Water.
Neutral, alright. Would have hoped for better, but can't say I'm too surprised in that regard. Can I at least clear some of you out with this wave attack?
Yeah!
Hopefully, yes.
Didn't work.
Right, 2 of your resistance to that. That is unfortunate. So we're gonna lose some people here if they actually end up landing the hits, but
Leave it to
they
me.
both managed to miss. Not really sure how that works, but I'll take it.
Why?
And then we managed to miss. Alright, well, you know, just trading misses here. Multi-hit just to clear out these 2 would be nice.
Yeah.
Could get a miss there. I guess ice might work. Yep, ice would work. Alright, well, we barely got everybody through that, but we got them perfect. Just let everybody heal up the MP a little bit. Not the MP, but their HP at the very least. Although we do get MP as well because it's in the city. Looks like we're definitely going to need some skills on our hunter for sure, because 1, access to physical weakness is not exactly great. Of course, you're weak to fire, and everybody's just going to target you for it, I guess. Alright, well, that's terrible. My tank nullifies it, so that is not an issue in that regard. I think we just gotta get our healer in here. They are just spamming way too hard right now. Actually switch those around. Don't necessarily need you in here. Alright, so ice was the one that we wanted.
Ice.
That was some damage. Then we can hit him with the wave. Oh, we can hit him with like a maxed out wave too. That's good. Yeah, hit him for like 6k on some of them. Hopefully our hunter there actually ended up getting some of that XP for that, although I'm not entirely convinced that she did, which is unfortunate, but not too unsurprising here. You good? Alright. I wonder if she actually lost all of her cosmic break from going into getting revive there. I think she actually did. So Omni Haste is pretty good, huh? I gotta imagine that our Chronomancer will actually give that to us at some point.
My turn.
That might be even further down the line because it actually seems very good.
I'll take you
But as
all
of
on.
so far, I forgot to give people weapons after changing their jobs. That probably would have been helpful, huh? Omni that does fire, but weak to that. Give me the Omni Ice.
Ready.
And then Thrust should be enough to heal you off, Copium. It was, alright, so we only have to deal with you two, which is far more doable. They both decided to target my tank there for whatever reason. We can actually make you guys physically weak. Man, the fact that it doesn't even do damage either, that is just so unfortunate.
Hey!
That should guarantee his death there. And then we'll just throw a baby one on here just so that way she can get some XP off of this as well.
Let's see.
Now, can we kill you is the thing? At 200% thrust, I would hope so at least. Although he did resist it, thankfully it was just enough to make sure that it worked.
Oh, Ulan.
Levan.
Hello there. I'm Levan, Ulan's older brother. I work as a Migmi handler. Nice to meet you.
Dude's got no ribs.
Levan, you're eating the Harmelins, right?
Huh? Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Levan, what happened here?
This here is the mystery man who summoned the noise seen in Arcton Valley and Heights. A Migmi from Goddess Yuno came here on a mission to search for this man. Because it was sent by Goddess Yuno, I came looking for a Migmi handler in Harmonia and found me. Pretty wild, right? He's in real bad shape. I bet this makes you look good, though, Ulan.
Is he dead?
Yep, he's gone. This man, he... Actually, why don't we take this conversation to my shop? If I may be so bold as to ask that of the demigods.
That's fine, but what of this man?
Let the Migmis handle him. You know what to do, right? Give him the usual treatment, okay?
Where are you taking him?
Those who die in squalor, regardless of race or tribe, are returned to the soil, to the orchard, to bring more harmony to Harmonia.
I see.
Oh, no,
those who die on the street are misfits and looked down upon in the world of harmony, kind of like noises. This'll be his way of atoning for his sins. I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Right. I'm sure he would.
I'm going to head back to the shop to tidy things up. Ulan, I'll leave the directions to you.
He seems agreeable. Must be nice having a brother like him.
Indeed, very much so. I'm proud to call him family.
Yeah, that seemed to went over all too well. I don't know about all this. Right, I was going over to the residence area originally, so that way I could go talk to the noises.
Is this Bracer and Seren's doing?
That reminds me. What happened to that man? The Mario who could summon noises in Astria.
So.
The Virgo Temple is ready for the ritual. Great news, it's time for you to get ready. The Dark Knight has some unique, dangerous, and unexpected talents. I'd like you to use them, master them, and grasp their importance. The importance of sacrifice, the power of unfailing support. You want me to be prepared to die for my cause. Your own cause, yes, but especially for your companions. A Dark Knight is above all a knight. Come back and see me when you're done. Use Consume 10 times. Use Go Tree 10 times? Okay. Well, should probably actually get those skills on our Dark Knight at some point, huh? Is there anything else we actually need here? Not so far. I wonder if they'll end up teaching us like some form of ultimate skill or something from doing these quests. Or at least these more like mentor quests. Anything else we can do here? We talked to you, right? So now we have that finished. Can't do that just yet. Can't do any of those. So I think we're actually good on subquests for the time being. means we want to actually go to her house in the residential. Were we not just in the residential area and I just didn't go in the actual spot? I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's not your house. Well, you know. Does that mean it's this one's your house? Is she just hanging outside your house?
Welcome. I hope the Migmy smell isn't overwhelming. I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a bit longer. Sorry. I need to write up some reports and send off some Migmies.
So, this is where you grew up, Ulan?
Yes,
That explains how you handle unsavory characters so well.
I suppose.
Check it out. The Migmies are all quiet. You always were a better Migmy handler than me, Ulan. Mom knew that. That's why she left everything to you.
But you're better at running a business.
Guess we each carry a part of her with us.
At any rate, we better get going, Levon.
Gotcha.
Don't look at me like that. Take good care of Levon, okay?
Ulan! You're the pride of our family. Got some freshly picked melons here, bound for Vetira. Got it? Vetira.
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 Vetira is quite far, isn't it? This Migmy here is going to deliver it?
Not that simple, actually. There are Migmies all over the place, right? This Migmy will transfer the goods to another, then that one to another, and so on. Of course, that means a big part of the delivery chain relies on the idiosyncrasies of the Migmies. I'd say I'm more of a Migmy whisperer, in a way, than a Migmy handler.
Interesting.
Alright then.
This is the Migmy handler's shop. Quite lively by the looks of it. Good for the soul.
Sorry. How should I explain this? I talk more to Migmies than I do anyone else. Take that man who was dead in town. I don't know his name, so we'll call him Mr. A. When I found Mr. A, he was still alive. He was spouting some crazy stuff about harmony and looked to be controlling some noise.
Okay.
That's when another guy, we'll call him Mr. B, showed up. They were both wearing the same outfit and hiding their faces and bodies. They seemed to know each other. Initially, they spoke to each other kindly, but then things turned ugly. Mr. B's body started to glow and the noise suddenly started attacking Mr. A. So Mr. A's noise were now being controlled by Mr. B. At least that's what it looked like.
So they got a bit of
Mr.
a hierarchy
A collapsed
going
and
on
then
there.
Mr. B ran off somewhere.
Why go out of their way
Did
to
any
take
of that
him
make
out?
sense to you?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, you know, more or less.
It was some sort of falling out between the two?
I wonder if those two were allies of Brazier and Saren. Perhaps they're affiliated with the Call to Dissonance.
Isn't their infighting a good thing?
Oh, this is just an impression I got, but...
Yeah, well, you know, get on with it.
I think Mr. B was an Arcton. Actually, yeah, I'm sure of it.
I see.
You think there's something big going on?
Maybe. But you don't need to worry about it. We demigods will take care of things. Rest assured, the town is safe.
I'm more worried about you than the town.
Thank you.
I think the smell of Migmies is starting to get to me. We should head back to the base.
Does it really smell that bad? Okay, let's head back.
You've been awfully quiet, Arpejo.
I think I can imagine why.
So we can check the guild real quick, even though I think I already have all of them.
Yes.
Nah, it looks like there's apparently some new ones. A giant insect has been spotted in the sewers there. It started when the Octo Fairy was defeated. They're reporting that the insect population is growing every day, and they're afraid to go out now. 3 skill points, 900 experience. Something tells me I was supposed to take this hunt a lot quicker. Because that's not exactly enticing rewards. Rats seem to be gathering in huge numbers under the sun of the Pisces Temple. It can only mean one thing. Their king is establishing new dominion. Please take care of him before the situation gets out of control. 5 skill points, 3,400 XP. Something tells me that I was supposed to do those a lot earlier than I thought. It'd be nice if they ever told you, like, hey, there's new guild quest hunts, whatever you want to call them, that you can do now. You know, like some actual like, notification or something. I don't got enough points for nothing. Makes sense. Go back to the council room. It's still a thing they want us to do. Alright, fair enough. I didn't see any more quests that we can go through just yet, which considering we've done like a third of the side quests so far, that's probably not too surprising. Every time the wrong one, man. Feels bad. Alright, come on now. Back to the council room. Let's do it.
You know, Livin's story got me thinking. We should give a name to our enemies.
No. Also, who cares? Like...
Brazier and Seren, the noise-controlling A guy, and the murderer B guy. Since none of them eat the Harmelons, why don't we call them all something like the Fruitless?
Okay. Yeah, sure, why not?
The Fruitless. Those who reject the Harmelons. That works. We will defeat the Fruitless and restore harmony to this world.
This just seems like some low-key commentary on like the
better
actual
for them?
developers.
It's
Just
not
like
the
trying to
greatest
figure
of
out a name
names,
for this.
but it suits them well enough.
You got a problem with my creativity?
Is this something we really want to fight over?
Where are Arpejo and Alyassia? Here you are.
Mr. A is our son, Leonard. I'm sure of it.
Ooh. Who could have seen that one coming based on all the reactions from earlier?
We long thought he had gone.
No, well, he's gone now.
We were finally reunited, only to find him dead.
He was a disappointment. He infuriated me. He made me sick to look at him. But now he's gone.
Ulan, would you mind telling the others about Leonard?
Of course.
We'll rejoin you shortly, and when we return, we'll be our usual selves.
Opium?
Understood.
In pursuit of the fruitless.
There's something on my mind. There are 3 Fruitless we know of, correct?
What is it?
Serendipity, Brazier the Zeft, and the man we believe to be an Arcton. These 3 individuals may be able to lead us to their group, if there is one. And if there is, we have to stop it.
The Arcten-like man may hold the key. I want to go to Arsion. He may be my son, Zima.
Understood. To Fedora, everyone.
Fedora. Every time. Well, you know what? It's the beginning of a new chapter. I'm thinking we go ahead and call it there for this one. Yeah, we had some fights in there. We fought... Well, we fought that one thing. Alright, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and call it there this episode, as we just got to the start of a new chapter. That seems good enough. We'll figure out all this Mr. A, Mr. B nonsense, even though they're thinking it's Leonard, which, you know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Looks like Zemar is going to end up being the Arcton, which is no surprise at this point, considering how much the families of the actual demigods seem to be interacting with the rest of the story here. So, there's that. We did end up getting 2 new main classes. We did end up getting the Hunter for Kate in there, as well as the Chronomancer for Dagmar. Looking forward to see all the skills that these guys are going to end up learning here. Especially with our base classes mostly done with and out of the way, outside of just being like straight up stats. So we can start picking up some new skills on all of our new classes here. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.